I actually got a brand new book for like ghost stories, but specifically in New England. What I think is really cool about like New England is that I think it's gotta be like one of the oldest, it has like the most history out of like any other place in North America, which is just like really cool. Lots of stories and everything like that. But I actually bought a book because Andrea was sharing some UFO stories, so I thought it would be pretty amazing to kind of like go over this really quick. This actually has something right here in Connecticut, and it's called the Stratford Knockings. Have you ever heard of it, Andrea?
No, I haven't. But I read a little bit and it sounds pretty creepy.
All right, cool. So we're going to just like go over it really quick and we'll see what you guys think. So Andrea, it says, imagine coming home from church one spring morning and discovering your front door gaping wide open and draped in black. What is that?
Crepe?
Yeah, black sheets. I don't know. Inside, on an upstairs bed, lies the figure of a shrouded corpse. The house has been moved around and everything like that. Everything has been smashed, scattered, and knocked over. Amazingly, nothing has been removed, but the house now feels invaded and evil.
Dum, dum, dum.
That's something that I hear a lot, actually, that people always talk about. Like,
they're going to say dum, dum, dum.
No.
That sound effect just follows me everywhere.
No, I hear that a lot. People always talk about, when they talk about ghost stories and stuff, they're like, oh, well, you know, something
like
feels
the feeling in the air just like changes.
Yeah, the feeling in the air changes. And I've definitely experienced that before. Like, I don't know if I told you this before in the podcast, but when I was visiting the Lizzie Borden house, that's exactly what happened. I was taking like a tour around the house and everything, and when we actually got to the guest room, it just got extremely hot. I mean, I was with a group of people and it got extremely hot. I could not breathe and I felt like I was going to throw up. And I literally had to get out of the room while the lady was talking to them, giving them a tour. And when I was in the hallway, I felt so much better, so much better. It was so heavy in that room. And I was looking around. I noticed actually that the people who were staying downstairs at that level, level 2, second floor, they actually had a Ouija board like out when I went out there, and which was interesting, cool. I was like, come on, man, like I'm staying here tonight too, all right? Relax. No, so and then as soon as I went back in, I felt a little bit better, but I felt it again. And that's when my family pointed at the painting that was right there. It was a picture of this stepmom, actually, after she was murdered in that room. And they said that she was murdered right there in that room, you know, pretty much where I was standing. And I was like, oh my gosh. I had no idea. I didn't know that's exactly where she was killed or anything like that. I just got extremely hot. It was overwhelming and I just could not handle it there. So I don't know. People talk about energy all the time and like the way that it feels. And I'm sorry, but that room, I don't know if I'd be able to stay in it if I went back to Lizzie Borden now.
I'm 100% believe in energy, 100%. Like, I haven't gone to like all the haunted places that you've gone to, but I mean, I could feel it in different people, like by meeting them. Like, first impressions, they say, are everything. But like when I meet someone that I instantly feel like, oh, person not to be trusted, person like sketchy, like 99% of the time I am correct in that gut feeling. So absolutely believe in energy, and if you feel it, like, believe it, go by it.
Yeah, and energy is definitely something. I mean, also, like, even it goes back to the psychics, the mediums, the tarot readings. It's all energy, and like you have to be in tune with that energy.
Yeah, I feel like it, like, it can probably in like different situations like save people, like feeling like they shouldn't be somewhere and like not going could potentially
Oh yeah.
prevent
I mean,
something.
some people could say that's like our animal instinct.
Yeah, completely.
Anyways, this energy is like
Legit.
weird, but people talk about that a lot. So basically, in this story, it's talking about just the feeling was uncomfortable going there. It says such a homecoming greeted Reverend Ilkin Phelps and his wife and 4 children on March 10th, 1850. After they returned home from morning services to their mansion on Elm Street in Stratford, Connecticut, Dr. Phelps had taken great care to lock the house that day, knowing the maid was out. He had the only set of keys in his pocket, but the house stood wide open and every room bore signs of intrusion. Okay, so it sounds like somebody went in and kind of, made
Went
themselves
crazy
at
everywhere,
home.
yeah.
And just the energy didn't feel well. So I guess, I don't know, maybe they were like thinking that the person was still in the house.
That's what I'm getting.
When the family looked around, however, they realized that the good silver and other valuables remained untouched. But upstairs, the shocked family found a horrifying image. Oh, that sounds really creepy.
What did they find?
It says a really horrible image.
What was the horrible image?
Yep, so they found a really horrible image. And they found a bunch. In his book, Passing Strange, Joseph Citro writes that on one of the beds, a sheet lay stretched out and someone had placed one of Mrs. Phelps' cotton nightgowns on it. Interesting. Stockings had been positioned to suggest a pair of legs, and the arms were folded on the chest the way they would be in preparation for burial. The gruesome image implied more than thievery, but what? That's pretty creepy.
Yeah, that seems like taking a lot of steps for, I don't know.
So anyways, this is right here in Stratford, so definitely that's kind of like the history in the house and everything. It says that Dr. Phelps sent his family to the afternoon services without him, thinking perhaps that they had interrupted the intruders before they could cart away the family fortune. The Reverend armed himself and waited for the culprits to return. His mission failed. He heard no one enter the house. But when he checked the various rooms, he was stunned to find out women in various states of prayer in his dining room.
What?
I don't know. That's weird. Maybe they just wanted to pray, I guess. He had the place to pray.
What, like an actual human woman or like a ghost of a woman?
That's a good question. Let's move on. It took a speechless man a few seconds to realize the incredibly lifelike figures were dummies made from his family's clothing and stuffed with bits of material gathered from all over the house.
What the hell?
This is right here in Connecticut, Drea.
Oh yeah, Stratford's like 20 minutes away from us.
So I'm just saying, let's
go. We're close.
As impossible as it seems, someone had masterfully constructed the chillingness without alerting Dr. Phelps. The Phelps family had no idea who had made the effigies or why. So the tranquility and sobriety of the New England town started to disappear that same day. According to various accounts, the news traveled quickly across the country. Within weeks, the crowds came. Every train delivered editors, reporters, spiritualists, skeptics, and investigators. That's cool. They have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they get like one
Everyone's
perspective.
yeah,
everybody's perspective.
That's pretty dope.
And their probing uncovered additional disturbing details. There were noises, rappings, and thumpings. A terrible banging rocked the house. Apparitions materialized in strange places. while messages from the other side were spilled out on slips of paper that seemed to fall out from out of the other. It became the case of mysterious Stratford knockings. To this day, it remains the most frightening and baffling haunting to occur in the area. Oh my gosh, so they're saying it's one of the most haunted things in Connecticut?
Yeah, in Connecticut.
That's creepy. I don't know. I mean, so in there it doesn't really say if some person was just kind of messing around, I guess, and kind of doing a joke or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like nobody could figure out who it was or how they got in without disturbing the family. Not getting caught at all.
Yep, that's pretty creepy. It goes a lot more into the story and everything like that. If you guys do want to check it out, definitely check it out. Hopefully that's a bed and breakfast dry so we can go check it out.
Yeah, you'll be seeing it, dudes.
But yeah, people always talk about seeing the apparitions and stuff. Maybe it's just more energy, manifesting in physical form or something. But another thing that's that I always hear people talk about this as well too. In addition to energy, a lot of people always talk about seeing things in the corner of their eye and shadows in the corner of their eye as well too. And I've definitely seen shadows in the corner of my eye, especially at the haunted places that I've lived in. Definitely shadows going down the stairs and stuff, and then when you look nothing was actually there. So I don't know, it's pretty creepy. But did you find something?
Yeah, so the last paragraph says, as for what really happened in the house, no one will ever really know. Some theories position demons or poltergeists that had been summoned during a seance held by Dr. Phelps about a week before the initial Sunday incident. Other theories involve telekinesis generated by someone in the house. It was said that Mrs. Phelps did not enjoy her new home in Stratford and harbored a deep unhappiness while living there. The couple's daughter, Anna, had a nervous condition. Could Mrs. Phelps and Anna have projected their feelings into something tangible? Some observers claimed it was simple vandalism and trickery. Local lore put it down to the spirit of Goody Bassett, a woman who was unjustly hung as a witch in 1651. Wow. And after an unquiet term of 129 years, returned to walk this earth. In any case, the house no longer stands. It burned to the ground in the 1970s after falling into disrepair. Whatever spirit once inhabited Phelps Mansion seems to have perished in the flames. So we can't hang out there, but that is pretty creepy.
Maybe it'll be connected to the land.
Probably.
Yeah, people always say that they can connect to the land. Sometimes if it's not the house, it's the land.
Isn't that what happened with the haunting in Connecticut? That they every time they try to destroy the house, some weird shit would happen or
something like that. Yeah, I just don't know why you would ever move into a place that has that kind of history in that house.